didn't mean to have such a lengthy piece of bumper music there. I was trying to find the cover of the book we're going to talk about. It's called The Vegan Starter Kit. I was looking at the book earlier. I just didn't have a picture on the screen here. Dr. Neal Barnard is the author of The Vegan Starter Kit. He is the world's most respected authority on vegan diets. So if you've ever wanted to know anything about this subject, this is a great time to keep your radio tuned, or to get the book, or both, or to call in. We'll probably do some call-ins in the course of this next interview. Dr. Barnard is also a researcher, a faculty member of the George Washington University School of Medicine, the editor-in-chief of the Nutrition Guide for Clinicians. He's the recipient of the American College of Lifestyle Medicine's Trailblazer Award, and the book, again, is called The Vegan Starter Kit, everything you need to know about plant-based eating. So, Dr. Barnard, good morning. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Good morning. Great to be speaking with you today.
And where are you right now?
I am actually in Trenton, New Jersey, but my office is in Washington, D.C.
Oh, you got snow on the ground? No, you don't have snow right now, do you?
Not yet. And bite your tongue. If the flakes start coming out of the sky, I'm heading down to where you are.
So, have you been a vegan for a long time?
Oh, let me tell you something. I grew up in Fargo, North Dakota. Have you ever been there?
No.
Well, I can't say I necessarily recommend it, but vegan is not going to be the word that comes to mind.
I would think not. Yeah.
So it's cattle country everywhere. And in fact, my grandpa was a cattle rancher, and my dad grew up in the cattle business, and kind of as far back as I can trace. But what happened is we've been doing research studies on what is the best diet for people with weight problems or diabetes or cholesterol problems or whatever. And what we have just found is two things, and they might be a little surprising. Number one is that a vegan diet just works better. It lowers cholesterol better, causes more weight loss. But the other thing is it's actually easier than other kinds of diets. And people tend not to think of it that way. They figure, if I'm going to be vegan, I've got to be a philosopher or a poet, or I have to like folk music or something like that. Right. But it turns out to be very easy, and that's for the obvious reason is you're just qualitatively changing what you eat. You're not counting calories or cutting portions or counting up your carb grams. It's just easy. So anyway, that's the thing.
If somebody was hearing what you said, because it makes sense, actually, it's easier. It does make sense. But if somebody said, okay, but I've heard that the B12 issue is, I'm concerned about that. You've heard that, I'm sure. And so it's a lot of people say, I'd rather do vegetarian, maybe. It's kind of like vegan with eggs or something, or vegan with cheese. Is it a close relative? I guess I'll just put it that way, to the vegetarian.
Okay. Yeah, you're on your way. Well, first of all, if somebody asks about vitamin B12, I'm going to praise that person because that's a smart person. That's a good question. They may have a PhD in nutrition already if they're asking about vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is actually something that everybody does need, no matter what your diet is. Everyone needs it. You need it for healthy nerves and healthy blood. And it's not made by animals or plants. It's made by bacteria. And people run low because they're not absorbing it from foods that it's gotten into. And meat eaters can run low. Other people can run low. I just recommend everybody take a supplement of B12 and take it out, make it a non-issue. But the reason why I would recommend vegan and not ovo-lacto vegetarian or something like that is once you get the cheese out of the diet and the eggs out of the diet, something happens that just doesn't happen with any other diet, and that is that weight just comes off. And if you have diabetes, your blood sugar just gets better, so much better. And don't get me wrong, if a person just stops eating meat and that's all they do, that's a very good step. But getting away from all animal products just doubles your progress.
And now how about rice? I mean, I've heard things about eat brown rice, eat white rice. What is your take on that?
White rice is okay. Brown rice is better. Brown rice has that little brown coating on it. That's the fiber. It's the bran fiber. And then centuries ago, people figured out if you remove that in the refining process, the rice will last on your shelf longer. But you've lost the fiber. So I'm a big fan of brown rice. And I have a special way of cooking it, by the way, because sometimes when people cook brown rice, it comes out kind of like wet newspapers. Mm-hmm. So here's what you do. Take a cup of rice, put it in your saucepan, run it under your faucet to just kind of rinse it off in the pan. Now, drain that water away. And so you're just left with damp rice in your pan. Put it on the stove, turn up the heat really high, and stir it until it's dry. That'll take 2 minutes. And you're not making popcorn. You're just stirring it till it's dry. But that toasts it and gives it a beautiful flavor. And then the next trick is add extra water. So not like 2 parts of water to 1 part rice or anything like that. Add so much water it's like you're cooking pasta. And stop after 40 minutes and pour away the excess water. And you've got the best rice that anybody ever cooked. So step 1, toast it. Step 2, cook it like pasta. And it is just fantastic.
Wow.
So do you stay away from sugar?
On a vegan diet, sugar is permitted because it's a plant food. However, I'm going to encourage people to go toward what I'm going to call natural sugars, like an apple and an orange and a pineapple and a mango, as opposed to adding tons of sugar to, just cane sugar, beet sugar. That said, if you have a little bit of sugar here and there, I really don't think it's the biggest devil of all. So,
in a vegan diet, if you're staying away from all meat, bread seems like it would fit in.
It does.
If I had a choice, you can give up meat or give up bread. I'd give up meat. I love bread. Bread is a big, oh my gosh. And when I try to lose weight, I stay away from bread. So it sounds like what you're saying is I'm okay with bread.
I would not avoid bread or avoid carbs. There has been a big kind of commercial push, go a low carb diet. That's a big mistake. And the proof of it is look at populations that have followed high carbohydrate diets for generations. I'm talking about in rural Japan, where people ate rice day after day after day. They weren't fat. They were the skinniest people there were until fast food chains came in and they stopped eating rice and they started eating chicken and cheese and things like that. And they blew up. Heart disease came in, obesity, diabetes, breast cancer, all these things came in. Those are the problems that come from a meat-based diet. So don't avoid carbohydrates. Do choose healthy carbohydrates, like grains and beans and vegetables and fruits. Those are great, but don't go low carb at all. You don't have to. And in our studies, we track this very carefully. And we find that people, you don't have to worry about calories or carbs. Those things take care of themselves.
And because of your grain observation, is that why steel-cut oatmeal is better for you than regular oatmeal?
Well, any kind of oatmeal is better for you than pork sausage. Let me first say that. in case there was any doubt. But the more unmodified things are, the better. So, if instant oatmeal is all there is on the breakfast bar at the hotel you're staying at, what they've done is they took the oat and they just chopped it up into powder. So that means it'll absorb faster. It'll raise your blood sugar faster. If they cut it into thirds, that's what you call 1-minute oatmeal. If they left it whole but just flattened it, then that's old-fashioned oatmeal. And if they left it big without flattening it, then that could be steel cut or other kinds.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
In the book, I want to read a little bit from the book. The book is called The Vegan Starter Kit. It's written by our guest, Dr. Neal D. Barnard. And this is from the Chapter 4, Special Health Targets, and it's talk about losing weight. If you are trying to lose weight, going vegan will help enormously. For starters, there is no longer even a drop of animal fat on your plate. That's great because every gram of fat holds 9 calories. So I wanted to just read that to get you to talk about calories in general. Do we not worry about calories once we get rid of the meat?
Calories can be fattening, but when you get rid of the animal product, your calorie content drops automatically. So it happens on its own. It's sort of like you need oxygen, but you don't have to think about oxygen because breathing makes it work. You don't have to worry about calories as long as you're eating the foods your body was designed for. And so carbohydrate has 4 calories in a gram. Fat has 9 calories in a gram. So what happens if all the animal fat is gone from your diet? Your calorie content, it just drops.
So if you're going vegan, is that better for your heart health?
Oh, dramatically. In fact, the page really turned back in 1990. That was the year that Dean Ornish at the University of California at San Francisco did a wonderful study. He brought in people who had severe heart disease, put them on not just a plant-based diet, but he also got them exercising. If they smoked, he made them quit. Because that's really important too. After a year, their arteries were opening up so much. you could see a measurable difference in 82% of the patients. No drugs. They weren't taking statins or anything, just these diet and lifestyle changes. Very simple. And then our research team did the same for weight problems, for type 2 diabetes, finding that this disease in some people can actually go away, which we didn't think was possible before. So migraine headaches, rheumatoid arthritis, if you have these problems, take 3 weeks out of your life. Read the Vegan Starter Kit, which you can do in 45 minutes. It's, as you can see, it's a slim little book.
Right.
This is. All my other books are so heavy they can prop open a door. but this is not that. My deal with my publishers, I want a book that is really cheap and easy, and you give it to somebody in 45 minutes. It's like not intimidating, and I show you step by step. Here's what you do, and in 3 weeks, your life will be completely changed.
How about women who are pregnant? If they've been vegan up to that point and they start getting cravings for something that's not part of the vegan diet, they should follow that instinct, right?
No, they should live in a place where those things aren't around. Because I hate to tell you this, your brain is going to tell you a few lies. Like I have to have some crazy thing at 3 a.m, and then you'll go to the store and get it, and then you'll think, why did I buy this? I don't even want it anymore. So hormones don't necessarily have your best interest at heart. However, in a rare case, cravings do relate to nutritional deficiencies of various kinds. So the way to head that off is 4 food groups: vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans. That should be they should be part of every day. And do take a B12 supplement. And if you do those things, you're going to get good, complete nutrition. You don't need to worry about cravings.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
The book covers children, including infants. Talk about that a little bit. I'm guessing that if we were to study ourselves, I've always been confused about this, about whether we were designed to eat meat or not. There's 2 schools of thought. One says we don't have the teeth for a carnivorous animal. But then the other one says our eyes look forward, so that's what all carnivores eat, look forward to something. What is the truth there? Do we know?
Yeah, I think we've sorted it out. And what you said, I think, is exactly right. That if you look at your cat's mouth, if your cat yawns and you look at those razor blade teeth, those are there to allow the cat to capture prey and to tear the hide off of the muscles and to tear the muscles off the bones. But you stumble into your bathroom and turn on the light and look in the mirror and open your mouth, and what you discover is your canine teeth aren't any longer than your incisors. And that change occurred at least 3.5 million years ago. But it's not just that. For the human eye, if you compare your eye to the eye of a cat, you have very, very good color vision, which allows you to identify antioxidants. Now, you probably didn't think about this, but you can see orange carrots at 300 yards, and what you're detecting is beta-carotene. The red color in a tomato is lycopene. The purple in blueberries are anthocyanins. Those are antioxidants that you need. Your cat isn't seeing any of that. Your cat's eyes are designed to detect motion and good peripheral vision because they're a carnivore and they're looking for a mouse who's running by. So our bodies are designed. We're really designed like an herbivore, not a carnivore.
Oh, that is interesting. So let me run some things by you and see if they're okay. Spaghetti and sauce, no meatballs, just spaghetti and tomato sauce. Is that okay?
Absolutely. In fact, in the Vegan Starter Kit, I have, I got a lasagna dish, which you'll love it, but I have a spaghetti Alfredo, which is delicious too.
Really?
So,
cheese?
No, we don't use cheese.
Oh, no cheese.
What we do, no. But we could kind of simulate it with my lasagna. What I use is it's sort of like if you ever cooked with silken tofu, and you mix it with a little bit of pureed cashews, your friends will swear that this is a cheese lasagna.
Really?
But there is
Really?
zero animal fat. There is no cholesterol. Yeah. You look it up. You'll see the recipe.
All right.
And you will adore it.
All right, pancakes and melted butter, another favorite.
Well, half of that is okay.
Oh, the butter's the bad part. What about margarine? Would margarine work?
Here's what I would do. I would go up to Vermont and get the very best maple syrup they have, and put that on your pancakes, and you've got a great breakfast.
Oh, just forget the butter products. Yeah, so what about
you may love it. It doesn't. Butter doesn't love you back. I hate to tell you, the animal fat stimulates your body to make extra cholesterol, and for extra points, here is something really, really important. Butter and other fats get into your muscle and liver cells. The fat gets into those cells, and it stops insulin from being able to work properly.
I've heard
so your blood sugar rises.
So
the fatty stuff does that. So take the butter off your pancakes, and you're going to be much happier.
So what do you put on your baked potato?
Well, you can put on lots of things. My own thing is a little bit different. I like Dijon mustard and black pepper. Some people like salsa. I've got some friends who just do normal ketchup. Some people do soy sauce. You can do kind of whatever
I like soy sauce. Soy sauce. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about the holidays? I mean, because sometimes people aren't aware of all of the guests that they invite, what their eating preferences are.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, for me, whether it's a holiday time or really just getting together with friends, or if I'm traveling or whatever, my kind of watchwords are think international. I always like to think about cuisines from around the world. So my Italian friends will say, vegan foods are always part of our culture, because that's like pasta or chickpeas and various sauces. Or if you think of Asian cultures, Chinese, every Chinese restaurant's got rice, tofu dishes, vegetable dishes of all kinds. Even, frankly, you could be in a sushi bar and skip the fish sushi, but they've got the cucumber sushi and the asparagus and avocado sushi, or Mexican fajitas. I'm talking about veggie fajitas or bean burritos. So I always like to broaden it out and think international, and that's where you suddenly discover these wonderful staples with often quite delightful taste, but they're vegan without you thinking about it.
And you talk about calcium, because sometimes, we don't have as much calcium as we need, and then we have bone problems.
Great question. People think of calcium as coming from milk, but here is the amazing thing. Cows do not make calcium. Calcium is an element in the earth, in the ground, and so the calcium eats grass, and the grass had pulled the calcium out of the soil, and it got into the leaves, and so some of it gets into the cow's milk. But if instead of drinking milk, because if you drink milk, you only absorb about 32% of the calcium in the milk. Instead, eat the green leafy vegetables directly. Hopefully not grass, but have broccoli or kale or collards or whatever it is. Yeah, you're going to get that. That's the source that nature thought you were going to get it from, not going through a cow's body.
So some of your reviewers giving it high marks are suggesting we graduate, after we're done with this one, to the Get Healthy Go Vegan cookbook that you wrote.
Oh, that was a fun book. Yes, and I hope people enjoy it. I also wrote a book called The Cheese Trap, and I wrote that because so many people get trapped in cheese. They're going through a healthy diet, but cheese just calls their name. So
wait a minute, we had you on. Yeah, you were on with that one. I thought
so. I thought that we had talked about that. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's why you've been feeling. That's why you've been feeling guilty with every morsel of cheese.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, well, right after that interview, I remember saying to Robin, "I can't." But here's the good news. Okay, I had a hard time, but Robin, am I telling the truth? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I do no cheese, but I do much less cheese.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, you did great. You are. Sometimes people are on blood thinners, and then other times some people have operations that say that you have to stop eating the green vegetables because your body can't tolerate vitamin K for a little while. How do you deal with that?
Oh, great question. That is actually a medical mistake that doctors made for a long time. They were kind of thinking right, that the certain blood thinners, if you're taking them, particularly the older blood thinners, they would say, don't have a lot of green vegetables because they give you vitamin K, and that's going to counteract the effect of the blood thinner. What you do, the doctor should actually say, no, vegetables are healthy. Eat a lot of vegetables, but keep the amount of vegetables kind of about the same day after day. So it's not a huge amount one week and then none the next week. Because if you eat a fair amount or you eat a constant amount, the doctor can find the blood thinner dose that works for you. And then you pick your dose and you're fine. And the other step is nowadays a lot of the more modern blood thinners there's no vitamin K restriction at all. So that issue is luckily starting to go away.
Oh, excellent.
Is honey considered an animal product?
It is, because it's made by a tiny little animal.
Right.
Nutritionally, it's basically just sugar.
Oh, okay. You have a lot of great books. Is more than just this one, but I have a copy of the one we are mostly talking about. It's called the Vegan Starter Kit. If you'd like the one that I have, call me and I'll set it aside and it'll be waiting for you. The rest of us have to go buy it. You're on everything. I found you on the Amazon. You okay? I found you on the Amazon site, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, IndieBound, Powell's, Walmart, and Target. You're on everything. So, and also there was a website I went to. Let's see, what was it? It was grandcentrallifeandstyle.com.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let me give this one away. I'll pick somebody at random. Good morning. You've got the book. Who's this?
This is Susan.
Susan, you got the book. Do you know where we are?
I do.
All right, it'll be waiting for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, one happy person getting started on the vegan diet. Doctor, good to hear from you again. Thank you for being on the show with us today.
Well, I hope people enjoy it. And the last thing I do want to say, if I got a minute, is the people who are profiting the most are athletes. The top of the tennis world, Serena Williams, Novak Djokovic, and Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton have all gone vegan, and you can too.
Oh, wow. That's an inspirational thought to think. Thank you, Doctor.
Great talking with you again. Thanks.
All right, we'll be right back.
America is built and based on liberties and freedoms. Liberty HealthShare brings that to healthcare. The liberty of choosing your own doctor. The liberty of choosing your own hospital. Liberty HealthShare makes healthcare affordable to millions of Americans. Light your liberty, starting at $199 for a single, $399 for a couple. And no matter how big the family, only $529. That's $529 for the entire family. To find out how you can save, go to lightyourliberty.com. That's lightyourliberty.com.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Following up on his primetime address to the nation, President Trump meets with congressional leaders today about border wall funding and the partial government shutdown over it.
My administration is doing everything in our power to help those impacted by the situation.
There is bipartisan legislation supported by Democrats and Republicans to reopen government while allowing debate over border security to continue.
That's top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer. A glitch in court filings by his attorneys exposes that the president's former campaign manager is accused of lying to investigators about activity during the campaign.
The special counsel has alleged Paul Manafort reached out to a business associate and shared polling data related to the 2016 election. Konstantin Kilimnik is widely described as a Russian-Ukrainian political consultant and suspected intelligence operative.
Fox's Catherine Herridge. Kilimnik has denied ties to Russian intelligence. This is Fox News.
Never saw it as a problem when I was younger. 2 cigarettes, 3 cigarettes. It wasn't a habit. My mom, she was always like, you need to get rid of them. Gave the jewel a real chance and found out I liked it. Found out it really works. The switch was easy. It was a no-brainer, really. This came from her, really.
Patrick made the switch December 2016. Make the switch at JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
At Stifel, we believe investment advice is about more than helping you manage your wealth. Our investment advice is about you. It's about providing your kids with opportunities for a head start in life, feeling secure in your retirement, and realizing your dreams just may become a reality because you have a plan. We believe in you. Your path to investment advice starts with your Stifel Financial Advisor. Find your new Stifel Financial Advisor at Stifel.com. That's STIFEL. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Why not serve a delicious, intimate, and very easy dinner from Honey Baked Ham of Ocala? They have about the best ham produced ever, and turkey breast or beef pot roast or pork roast.
I thought they just served whole or half hams or turkeys that you picked up at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
They have so much more. They have a cafe and do all kinds of hot and cold catering. They'll do most of the work while you get all of the credit.
Where are they?
Southwest 27th Avenue, right behind Best Buy. Give them a call at 861-0011.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference. PPIR is a networking group formed to serve the realtor and small business community. It primarily serves the real estate and construction industry, but is open to all businesses that provide any service or product to the real estate business community. PPIR has no membership dues or fees for attendees. The watchwords are keep it simple and maximize networking time. PPIR chapters meet 3 times monthly at different locations after normal business hours. For information on this, call 352-615-9412 or go to events at ppirevents.com. PPIR, professional people in real estate.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. It's official. Ocala will celebrate her 150th birthday on February 4th. Ocala's municipal leadership, namely Mayor Kent Gwynn and City Manager John Zobler, along with the Ocala City Council, have decided that Ocala was officially incorporated on February 4th, 1869, making this the sesquicentennial year. The celebration will last a full year with different events scheduled for each of the following 12 months. The details, like how to pay for the events, have not been finalized, but a major expansion to Ocala's airport will likely be part of the celebration later in the year. If you have any suggestions on how to celebrate our 150 years, you are invited to submit your thoughts to City Hall. Florida's new governor took the oath of office yesterday, and he laid out his agenda for the next 4 years.
In his inaugural address, Governor Ron DeSantis delivered the standard lines about low taxes and less government, but he also promised to focus on fixing Florida's water pollution problems.
The water is part and parcel of Florida's DNA.
DeSantis vowed to rein in the courts.
Judicial activism ends right here and right now.
He wants to reform the healthcare system and tackle Florida's electoral dysfunction.
One generation of botched elections is enough.
But the new governor says the only thing he can really promise is the sweat off his brow, a full heart, his best judgment, and the courage of his convictions. Rick Flagg, Tallahassee.
There are also 3 members of the cabinet who won statewide election. 2 of them are new members, starting with the Commissioner of Agriculture.
I, Nicole Freed.
Freed is the only Democrat on the cabinet. Florida also has a new Attorney General.
I, Ashley Moody.
Moody replaces Pam Bondi, who could not run for re-election because of term limits. The 3rd member of the cabinet is the Chief Financial Officer.
I, Jimmy Petronas.
Petronas was appointed to the position in 2017 and is the only member of the cabinet with previous experience. A dog is lucky to be alive after what appears to be a case of animal cruelty. 1-year-old Milo was recently found in Putnam County after being shot with a rifle in the jaw. Florida Urgent Rescue, or FUR for short, believes the pain prevented Milo from eating for the last week. Milo is getting treatment, and FUR's founder told reporters if Milo hadn't been found when he might not have survived. Authorities in Miami say a police officer has crashed into a storage facility while apparently attempting to avoid another vehicle. News outlets report the officer was injured in the Monday night wreck and taken to a nearby trauma center with minor injuries to her legs. Miami Fire Rescue says the officer was responding to a call when she apparently swerved to avoid another vehicle and hit the building. Authorities say she was able to get out of her vehicle and make her way to the building's front door. The crash remains under investigation. The parents of a Florida teenager killed when a Tesla sedan crashed and caught fire last year are suing the electric car company, alleging that the battery pack on its electric Model S is defective and can erupt into intense fires. Edgar Montserrat and Esperanza Martinez de Montserrat alleged in a lawsuit filed yesterday in Broward County Circuit Court that the car's battery was inadequately protected, making the whole vehicle defective. Their son, 18-year-old Edgar Montserrat Martinez, was a front seat passenger in the May 8, 2018 crash in Fort Lauderdale that also killed the driver, also 18 years old, Barrett Riley. Another teen was thrown from the car and injured. With Florida's new governor taking office, some parents of students killed in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School massacre are pushing for the removal of the Broward County Sheriff. Governor Ron DeSantis, in his inaugural address yesterday, said he would hold local officials accountable for any misdeeds. The assertion echoed statements he made during the campaign about possibly suspending Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel. Shortly after the February 14th shooting that left 17 people dead, DeSantis told supporters he would suspend Israel, but retreated in later appearances. His office said yesterday that DeSantis has taken no action, and Israel's attorney, Stuart Kaplan, said neither he nor the sheriff have been told of an impending suspension. However, both the Miami Herald and South Florida Sun-Sentinel reported that Israel has told his staff that he expects to be removed from office. Authorities say a Florida deputy has been suspended without pay for 2 days and removed from his agency's SWAT team after guns and other equipment were stolen from his unlocked patrol vehicle. Sarasota County Sheriff's Office reports show that Detective Brian Keene was issued the 16-hour suspension on Monday. An administrative investigation found that Keene had failed to lock his patrol vehicle and stored agency firearms in his vehicle's passenger compartment, both violations of general orders, after returning to his Northport home early last month. The stolen items included a sniper rifle, a pistol, night vision scope, a medical bag, body armor, and a stun gun. 2 teenagers were eventually arrested and charged with the thefts. All items except for the stun gun were recovered. A body recovered from the yard of a Port Richey home last week has now been positively identified as the wife of a Tarpon Springs triple murder suspect. Colonel Jeffrey Harrington of the Pasco County Sheriff's Office says the remains are that of a 21-year-old named Jamie Ivancic, whose father, mother, and brother were also found murdered in their Tarpon Springs home New Year's Day.
The preliminary investigation indicates that the cause of death is violent blunt force trauma, which resulted in her death. Shelby Svensson is currently in custody up in Ohio. It is our intention to charge him with homicide.
And Harrington says Jamie Ivancic may have been dead for up to a year. Shelby Svensson, also known as Shelby Neely, was arrested near Cleveland last week. Detectives say he confessed to killing Richard and Laura Ivancic and their 24-year-old son, Nicholas. They say Svensson also told them where to find Jamie's body. An asteroid circling spacecraft has captured a cool snapshot of Earth. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft took the photo days before going into orbit around the asteroid Bennu on New Year's Eve. The tiny asteroid, barely 1/3 of a mile across, appears as a big bright blob in the long exposure photo released last week. 70 million miles away, Earth appears as a white dot, with the moon an even smaller dot, but still clearly visible. OSIRIS-REx is the first spacecraft to orbit such a small celestial body and from such a close distance, about a mile out. Next year, OSIRIS-REx will attempt to gather some samples from the carbon-rich asteroid for return to Earth in the year 2023. OSIRIS-REx launched from Florida in 2016. And Florida's Space Coast has made CNN Travel's list of top places to visit in 2019. The list, which was compiled by the news agency's travel editors, includes other U.S. locations as well as international places such as Lima, Peru, Christchurch, New Zealand, and Egypt. But the Space Coast's inclusion on the list comes down to one thing: space tourism. The must-see sites center on attractions that highlight the area's growing space industry. At Kennedy Space Center, rocket launches are a big draw for space enthusiasts. NASA plans to send astronauts to space from the United States again later this year. Those crewed launches are expected to draw thousands of people. Those who stop by the Kennedy Space Center Visitors Complex can learn about the Space Shuttle program, ride a shuttle launch simulator, and learn about the historic Apollo missions. July 20th will mark the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission, with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landing on the moon. The CNN travel list also features a few non-space activities in the area, including the Treetop Trek in Melbourne and Sebastian Inlet State Park. And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
A pretty nice day for Wednesday with times of clouds and sunshine. Highs will range from the upper 60s in the northernmost part of the zone to the mid-70s in the south. And clear and quite chilly Wednesday night. Lows in the mid-30s in the coldest inland spots, low 40s at the coast. Thursday will be mostly sunny and cooler. Highs in the upper 50s in the coolest part of the zone to about 64 along the coast to the south. Friday partly sunny, a little warmer, high 68 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Palm Garden announces Fast Track. Fast Track. Focused assessment, safe transition. When a new guest is admitted to Palm Garden, we start with the ABCs. A is the assessment to determine what the guest needs. B is for basic care, which is excellent nursing and therapy. And C is for consistency to provide what's needed throughout the stay. Fast Track. Palm Garden will get you home fast, really, really fast. Take a fast tour of Palm Garden, located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
A popular summer fruit that is recognized in the winter. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Welcome to the All In for Citrus podcast. There's a new resource available that brings all of Florida's citrus research together, delivering it right to you on your computer, phone, or tablet. Introducing the All In for Citrus podcast from UF IFAS in partnership with Southeast AgNet. The monthly series spans the Sunshine State with research project updates from the UF IFAS statewide citrus team. Listen to the latest episode by searching All In for Citrus on iTunes, your favorite podcasting application, or at citrusindustry.net.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion,